What is up? We are so excited to hang out with you guys this morning. We asked our patrons if they would start us off by sending in some questions that we could answer for you guys. And then I actually don't see a live chat rolling on this, so we might just be answering the Patreon questions today. But thanks so much for joining. And we're going to start by saying we just had the best Patreon reunion weekend with them this past weekend. Katie, do you want to talk about what a reunion is and what happens with our patrons?
Yeah, so basically it's just an invite to come to Branson and hang out with us and see a couple of our shows. And then we get to do a ton of meet and greet type things. We get to, depending on what time of year it is, kind of show them our favorite parts about the Ozarks and things that we've heard they're interested in based on things they've submitted or just questions about maybe where our video shoots are or what's fun to do in Branson. And so since this one was in June, we took them all blueberry picking, which is super fun. We took them to Dogwood Canyon where we do a lot of our YouTube video shoots, and it's just beautiful out there. And they had a lot of free time too to kind of explore the Ozarks on their own. But we had a personal concert we did on Saturday night, and it was songs that we would not normally feature in our regular show. And so that was kind of fun for us to do a few of those. And everybody went to go see Esther at Sight and Sound. We had a picnic after church. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah, we had a huge jam night at the barn. So a ton of you guys brought your instruments and we got to play, and it was just awesome. That was probably my favorite reunion by far. So thanks for coming. And if any of you guys are interested in coming in the future, we would love to have you. It is a blast.
Yeah. And we have a couple questions about like what was our personal favorite part of the reunion. And my two highlights were I loved the Friday night jam. We, of course, love performing and getting to do kind of what we've prepared to do for everyone. But it's very special when we're able to just kind of like not do a performance, just sit and play music, listen to you guys play music because you're also very talented, and just hang out and chat. And so that was one of the few times that I got to actually like sit and talk with some of the people too, instead of just kind of running around and doing the show. So did y'all have a favorite moment as well? Or
I liked Sight and Sound, the Esther thing.
Oh,
So
yes.
yeah, we got to go watch like the big production there with all of them, which was really cool. Matt and I hadn't seen it yet, so
Yeah, we hadn't
we liked it. Surprised us all.
And then the jam night we did out at a location where we do a lot of video shoots. Wedding at the Homestead here in town. It's so beautiful, and it was a perfect evening. And so it was a little hot, so we were gonna do a campfire, but we were like, that's the last thing we need is more heat. So but we all sat around, and there's like an outer circle of the musicians, and people were just hanging out, talking, and
I liked how people are becoming friends. You know, they're starting to like go out and eat with each other, and you know, people from all over. We had international guests.
Yeah, we did.
And I love just walking at Dogwood and getting to know people that I didn't know before. So
Yeah,
it's really fun.
it's very fun. So again, that is our Patreon reunion, and anyone a part of our Patreon community is welcome to join, and you can be a patron for literally $3 a month. And so we try to make it accessible for everyone. We know everyone's financial situation is different. So the goal is just to help foster community. And we found that a lot of the people that enjoy our music are like-minded and enjoy hanging out together. And even if they're not like-minded, they have a similar interest. And so it's been very cool to see people of all kinds come to Branson and hang out. And yeah, so
Kind of a music lovers
yeah.
kind of thing.
I even pay $3 a month to be part of this community.
I actually do too.
It's the only way for me to be a unique person on the community.
The three of us are patrons ourselves.
The
So
things we do for this
And
family.
my husband's a big.
And Dad.
He's more
Yeah.
than three.
Yeah, he does more than three.
So if it ever looks like we make a lot of money, it's just mostly us.
We
supporting
practice what we
ourselves.
preach.
Jules, are you not a patron? I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
She just got out of class.
Shocking.
Okay, so now we will get to some of the questions you guys submitted ahead of time. What would be your all-time dream venue to perform at? This is from Paul Ross.
Red Rocks.
Red Rocks, yeah.
Red Rocks is so cool.
Yeah.
I like that one, and of course the Grand Ole Opry, but Red Rocks would be really special, I think.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I love just the outdoor amphitheater, out in nature thing. It's just really cool.
I mean, the Grand Ole Opry, the Ryman, there's places
People are happy.
we would love to play. People are happy.
Anywhere where there's a sold out house is where I'll go.
Matt's just wanting to play for
There's where
people.
people
I
are
also
there.
just like, we've been hired in the past at family reunions and everybody's just having a blast.
That's
That
Digging
is
on
fun.
each other and
We
that's
played
so fun.
one family reunion and then found out we were related to them
Very distantly.
at the
I-
reunion.
I ran into one of them last week. They said, "Are you a Peterson?" And I was like, "I am." And then she said, "We're related." And I was like, "Are you a Brown?" Because that was their last name. Yeah, we were just playing. Mom started chatting over the poker table. What were you guys playing?
No, I found out that we were actually double cousins. So there you go for all you people who've never heard of that.
That sounds not good.
It happens.
on both sides.
It happens in small towns.
Now we sound.
Wait, what's a double cousin?
Yeah, it's like you're related on both. You can come in, your relations line up on both sides. Like,
Distantly. Very
yeah.
distantly.
So, yeah. So Mr. Brown, for his sake, I won't say his full name. Anyway, we're related. My dad's related to him 2 different ways. It's fascinating.
That's not good. So
That's great.
we have a question about some of our dates, our tour dates for Christmas that haven't been, the tickets haven't been released yet, and I have it somewhere.
Oh, it's July 7th, I believe, and the 10th, and then the 25th. But they're all the dates have been released except for Council Bluffs, Logan, Utah, and Grapevine, Texas. And by the end of July, all of those dates will be up. So
Great.
yeah,
Grapevine is July 25th, and you do have to call in to get those tickets. Council Bluffs is on July 10th, and then Logan, Utah is July 15th.
yeah. So that'll be really fun, and all the other tickets are up to date, and you can find that on our website, which is petersonband.com. So, and I think our show in Santa Barbara is selling very well. So if you are in California and you want to see this Christmas show, get on the tickets fast, because we would hate to have you miss out on that. Real quick, I see from PG Warlock, hello, and that he loves us. Thank you so much. See if I missed anyone else. David Dillon says hello. He found us from our video of Top of the World and enjoys watching it. Thank you so much, David. That's a great video. What we did that to celebrate.
Some number.
We're just happy.
We reached a milestone.
Uh-huh.
And was it 500,000 subscribers?
That
That
sounds
sounds right. We're
Sure.
gonna go with that. It's
That's what
probably in the
no, it
video.
was.
Chance Rogers gave us a donation and says, "Make time to film Thunder Ridge."
Amen, brother.
Chance, we're trying. We're having
Literally
problems.
trying
I will
so hard.
discuss that soon, but thank you so much. Okay, back to the questions. Yes, to Such, Council Bluffs is still on. We're gonna get there. Okay, are you gonna make a vlog about the reunion that just
I
happened?
don't think so.
Yeah, we're not
We're having
Sorry,
a band,
Greg.
We're having a band meeting right here.
I was like, I don't think I saw her
Yeah, you guys free
vlogging.
for rehearsal next week? Tuesday?
No, and just because we're comfy on camera doesn't mean that all of our people who come want to be featured on camera. And so we've had to be.
Oh, that's
That's
a good point.
And Jules has made a vlog about one of our reunions, so if you're curious, you can still go watch that and see.
Yes.
I'm gonna let Katie look at this one question while I answer a question about from Rick Hancock asks about our dad's dog, Danny Boy. Matt, do you want to talk about Pretty boy? Or like what kind of dog he
Almost
is?
brought
I don't know what kind of dog it is.
He's
Irish
an
Doodle.
Irish Doodle that goes up to 30 pounds. So
We have started to rehearse. We moved from Katie's house to mom and dad's house, and that's where Danny's like area is. And so he sits in the middle of the room while we're rehearsing, and he's just looking for anybody to give him attention. And whoever makes eye contact with him, he just leaps at them. So
It's
he's
usually
very
Jules.
funny. Yeah, Jules is usually the one who is weak and lets him come and jump on her.
We do have a question from Dawn about a Chick-fil-A situation that happened that was alluded to on Patreon. Katie, do you want to discuss?
As far as the Chick-fil-A incident at our concert, that is something I'm not going to disclose to the YouTube community. If you were there, you know what happened, but
You just gotta come to these reunions to see what
we're not talking about it.
how have I forgotten about that already?
The patrons want to know.
Ellen, what is that?
Oh well.
Oh, Ellen.
Oh my.
Ellen.
Oh,
wow, it's the other
Ellen.
cow!
Oh, it's
Oh
my
my
mug.
Is that from Scott McDonald?
Who made that?
Wait,
I'm
turn
just-
it back around.
I'm just gonna
Matt
say,
Age 3? Why am I just now seeing this?
Oh, congratulations.
Scott made that.
Okay, this makes so much sense because when Ellen showed up to set up for this live, she had this liquid that she poured into a brown box, and then she pulled her mug out, and I said, "Why are you bringing your mug?"
I'm pregnant. I'm not pouring random liquids into brown.
Well,
I did though.
but it was not in that way. It was just I was like, "Why are you?" Like, what is this pregnancy thing that people do? Because I don't understand.
I wanted to see you all see this mug for the first time with the YouTube
Well,
people.
we did.
I didn't have my glasses on, so I
Isn't this the greatest thing
Ew,
ever?
it's so cute. Are you gonna keep it or give it to Matt?
Oh, I'm keeping it.
Oh.
That's okay.
It's gonna go viral.
Age 3.
So
I think it was more
Scott
like
Murphy, who is one of our favorite people we've met through music, makes the funniest and most interesting things. And he sent me a picture of this and he said, "You've used 2 of my other mugs on your YouTube lives. Would you care for this one?" And I said, "Absolutely. Please give me this mug." Do you want to talk about why it says, "Oh wow, it's the udder of a cow, Matt, age
That's the
3"?
whole thing.
Actually, there's no reason not to discuss. No, I've never heard that. I was like, when we were all young, like I was the first one that like started to like have signs of musical talent. And and so prodigy is the word that was thrown out a lot. It's thrown away, not no. But I wrote a song called "Oh Wow, It's the Udder of a Cow." Was I the first kid to write a song?
I have no comment on
Okay,
this story.
well, then I inspired everybody else. But yeah, I wrote a song called "Oh Wow, It's the Udder of a Cow," and you would just utter that line over and over again.
It was
And
an immediate big hit with the
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Heidi and
still
Ellen.
remember the melody.
How's it go?
Oh wow, it's the udder of a cow.
All right. In that
Julianne
segue, we
wasn't
do
around
have
yet.
a note from Eldon Smith. Oh, he just saw my American Idol
Still
audition,
Yeah, we did.
and he's glad I didn't take the advice. I'm ignoring this. Oh, and if you joined our YouTube at the very beginning and you do not see a live chat up, just refresh the feed and you should see the live chat. I started it late. So anyways, there's that. And we also, oh my goodness, I don't know how to, Hilguero has also submitted a super chat. So thanks so much for that. All right. Thank you for addressing the Chick-fil-A incident. Okay. Vino has asked a question about how are we going to tour Europe with all of our gear and that information?
Well, we yesterday just made a big Amazon purchase of stuff. Usually, I think we're gonna out a lot of the venues that we've hired actually have the gear that we need, and so we're like those pictures where we have like 28 bags at the airport. It won't be that bad. So we'll try to go as small as possible.
We've all been working out.
Yeah, we've all been working out.
We're also becoming, except for me.
We won't, and a lot of because of like the power exchange with like US to overseas, we can't use a lot of our gear.
I haven't had that.
Um,
From
so
hair dryers. Oh no.
oh my goodness, we've had issues with that before.
Reblow circuits.
You can watch
Um,
Katie's Finland vlog.
Was that your steamer?
That was
What
her. Katie was blow drying her hair in Finland and ruined
Just
her day.
all of it. That's a
So
wig.
Nicholas Quist also gave us
Sort of picked a
a
different
super
way.
chat. Thank you so much, Nicholas. That's very
thanks,
sweet.
Nicholas.
Okay, we need updates on Katie and Julie Ann's albums.
Mine will be released on the 28th. So very excited about that.
Wow.
Of
This
July.
month? July 28th. July 28th. Everyone write it down.
What are we doing?
I have no idea. But yeah, it got accepted all the distributing platforms, so it just is coming out on the 28th. And there will be physical copies too for sale. I think both of us are doing that. But
What's the
Yeah.
name of it?
it's called Beatrice.
Beatrice. Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't
I forgot to
know
tell
that.
mom apparently.
That.
Katie, do you have an update on your album?
My album is in some final steps, but there's no release date. But I have made some progress this week on finding the right people to finish it. So, yay! All the songs, all the music has been recorded. There's just a couple more things I've been waiting on. So,
Yep, no announcements from me. And then we also had a question about our Christmas album that is coming out. And it'll be released early November. So in Branson, our Christmas shows start, all Christmas shows pretty much start at the beginning of November. And then right after Thanksgiving is when we're going on that tour around the US. So the album will be out early November, and then we'll be taking it to you guys. So it'll be very fun. Katie, how is your garden?
my garden has had some failures. The squirrels have pretty much destroyed all of my tomatoes, which is sad because those are usually resilient. But I have been getting a lot of squash. So I pick a squash like every other day right now. I have squash for days.
Every day.
I have blackberries that are coming in too. So those have not been destroyed yet, but I'm just
Stay
kind of
tuned.
waiting. Bell peppers still surviving. Big news over here.
Yay for the garden. David Watson gave us money for Chick-fil-A for everyone except for Katie.
What?
Boo, David.
Okay, we have a comment from Billy. He says, Katie's fiddle is fantastic. I just don't get enough of it. The rendition of Patsy Cline is amazing. We released a cover of Crazy from Patsy Cline yesterday on YouTube, if you haven't seen it yet. He loves the instrumental section that we did in the song, and he says, do more of that. So we had a lot of fun coming up with that. Okay. Questions. Okay, we did debut some songs that we have not put on the YouTube channel for the patrons. And so those will be coming soon. I had a question regarding when is that coming out? And we're kind of waiting on some locations to open up for us to be able to do that. So coming soon. We did have a question due to us being in the military while all of us were being raised. Were we born on military bases? And if so, where were we born?
I was born on Edland Air Force Base in Florida.
Who's next?
Ellen and I were both born at Tyndall in Panama City.
So mine is from Long Beach.
I agree.
I wasn't born on an Air Force base.
Wow.
Matt was born in West Virginia.
Huntington.
Cabell County.
We are.
Go her. Jim just gave us a coffee fund, except for me. I get water. So
Let's
That's
use
Isn't
that,
that milk?
like, can we use that immediately after this, please?
coffee.
I
Yeah,
forgot
we'll
to
go
make
out and
coffee
get coffee
today.
after this. Thank you, Jim. That was very sweet. Oh, and Vino says, "Oh, he gave you money just for you for Chick-fil-A."
I will choose
hilarious. Katie coming out on top. Okay,
How much did I get?
Kyle is somewhere hiding at work, so he can watch this YouTube live.
That's our kind of people.
Kyle, I hope it's still working for you. Okay, questions about meet and greets for our Europe shows. I know in the States, we always do an exclusive meet and greet for just the patrons before the shows. So we will do that in Europe as well. So if you're part of our Patreon community, you'll be receiving that information. And then we will come out after the shows and be able to talk to the rest of the people, to my knowledge.
Yeah.
So if you come, if you're okay staying late and saying, hey, we like to take pictures, sign whatever, it's a good time. So yeah. Meet and greet information. Oh, Kyle Haynes asked, Julianne, what is your reason? Kyle, you're still here.
Kyle.
What is the reason for not wanting to sing Bear Tracks? We should probably address this.
This is a good question.
This is a good question.
Here.
Well, okay, I'm going to give a backstory on the Bear Tracks saga. On our earliest album that we have released to the public, which is Finally Going Home, Julianne was how old?
She was even like,
5, 4.
oh, finally going home?
That's
Yeah.
I
not
think she was like 8, wasn't she?
Traveling shoe? No.
No,
Finally
Finally going home.
Okay.
It's not our first album.
Oh, okay.
I think that's with your mom.
Oh, yeah.
Finally going home, Julian was around 8.
Yeah, and she sings a good old bluegrass song. It's also called Old Slewfoot by some people, but Bear Tracks is another common name. That's what we went with. And she sounds adorable singing it. And so we started getting requests for Julianne to re-sing Bear Tracks as an adult. And it was more of just like a funny thing. So when she went to Oxford to study last fall, we thought it would be funny to just rally behind the movement. She was going to be gone. She wasn't going to have to deal with it. So we created a whole Bear Tracks movement.
No, it was organic. They wanted
We
it.
didn't.
Oh, that's
do it.
true.
We
We
did. Had nothing to do with
yeah, I don't know how to say
We
that.
jumped on the bandwagon.
We just were like,
We joined the
this
movement immediately.
just seemed like a lot of fun. And that is one of the things we love about you guys is we have a lot of inside jokes with you. And it's a lot of fun. So Bear Tracks was just one of those, like Katie's UPS man and all the things. Like we just have some fun. So that is the backstory of Bear Tracks. And Jules, your answer is?
I just do not want to sing it.
She just doesn't want to
It's
sing
got
it.
some questionable lyrics.
That's right. Like, it's an old
Oh,
bluegrass standard, and I grew up on it, but it does have the word.
Don't say it! Golly.
Mom,
There's children out there.
Okay, and Julianne never wanted to say it in the beginning when she was younger.
But
It's
we
not
made
a
her.
bad word, by the way, so don't.
But it does reference.
It just made me feel like I wasn't as close with God when I was
Oh.
saying that horrible, horrible
Well,
word.
I
You should
wouldn't
listen to
have
her
you
new
do anything
EP
like that.
coming out.
Okay. We have another
Christian
super.
convictions.
Okay. Another super chat from Ogiro. Thank you so much. Jackie Kirk also just said Armadillo by Morning, and on that note, we're moving on.
That was weird.
Thank you. That's very
I
funny.
don't look like one of the
Oh,
Disney-
John Myers also just sent in a super chat. Thank you so much. Oh, and Craig. He saw us this week in Branson, and it was the highlight of his trip. Thank you.
Thank you.
We had a lot of fun. It was our last week of doing 3 shows in a week before July. We just switched back to our regular Tuesday, Thursday, 2 p.m. So it was a fun way to end June. after the reunion. So yeah. And we also have a super chat from Corey. Thank you so much. Okay. Next questions.
They must be really good at answering questions.
Mom thought super chats were if we did a good job answering a question.
Or asking, I
They
have no
just-
idea.
They're like,
What a super chatter.
Okay, this is from Jim McIntyre. I always like the outdoor scenic locations for your videos. How do we choose our video locations?
A lot of our video spots are on Johnny Morris owned properties right now, because he just has a lot of beautiful, like he's preserved a lot of the prettiest places in the Ozarks, and his venues are there. We also have picked a lot of random fields that our videographer just knows about because he likes to bike around and he'll find a spot. So
He likes places where we have to use bug spray for ticks and chiggers, and there are no bathrooms or changing places. That's what he likes.
Okay, Mom's
thank you,
spiteful.
Mom.
Okay,
Like
we
our
have
house.
a note from Michael Clark saying, hey, before he goes to see the new Indiana Jones movie, I hope you have a fun time.
What?
And then Eldon says, for me, I should learn, she taught me how to yodel. That is an excellent
She
yodeling
does.
song.
Kate already knows it.
Katie's gonna sing it.
know.
Okay,
Okay,
another
yeah.
one. Oh, we have a message from Corey. Do we do personalized birthday messages at all? Looking to get one for my daughter, Jovi. Send an email to info@petersenband.com or just fill out the contact page on our website and we will talk to you.
That pin is intimidating, Ellen.
Sorry, I don't mean to point. I'm just marking off
Sounds like-
questions. Oh, okay.
Scary. Bring back bad memories.
Yeah, wooden spoon.
Okay, we
Last
have requests for the next cooking video. That is for y'all. Sorry, I'll put down the pen. That is for y'all.
I'm sorry, I thought you just request. There is not currently one, but
Something with blueberries.
You
Look,
guys
the two of us didn't get coffee yet.
This is why we don't have a new cooking video.
Well, now that
Yeah.
the album's coming out, there's more time to edit vlogs. They just take or videos in general, just take over 20 hours per video. So it's just
It's a lot of work.
a commitment.
And Jules graduated from college in May. We jumped right into trying to learn some new music to put up on the YouTube channel. And then we had our Patreon reunion last weekend. We have Europe coming up. So, and Jules' album, Katie's album. So it's just been, we're trying to knock out some of the big picture things and then they'll get to more cooking videos. So
And they're
Yeah.
both busy going on dates with boys.
You're not. I'm not.
you pointed at her. Okay. Okay, we have a comment about how much Frank has enjoyed Emmett's songwriting. If you guys do not follow Emmett on his Instagram, you should definitely do so. He's been posting some original songs he's been writing. Or just go create an Instagram account and follow him. I know we had some patrons that didn't have Instagram and they literally downloaded it because I told them Emmett had been posting some original songs on his feed. So follow Emmett Franz on Instagram.
And if you make an account, follow him. Follow the Petersens too.
Sure, we'd love to have you.
I don't post, but you can follow me.
Andy Clark says, loved meeting you and everyone else at the reunion. It was better than he could have imagined. Oh, thank you. That is what we love to hear. Okay. This is from Ralph. Are we able to do any sightseeing while we are in Europe this summer?
I hope so.
Yeah, we'll see stuff.
We'll just have to see our time frame when we get there. It's our first time playing in all of these places, and so we're just gonna kind of hold it loosely. But I'm sure if there's extra time, we'll be able to do that.
It's not our top priority. It's if we do stuff, it's if we have time in that moment. So we don't specifically just tour around for fun.
Nobody has the money for that.
Expensive.
It's so expensive.
So.
But yeah, if there is time in the schedule and we're able to accomplish all the show stuff.
Plus, Mom randomly just wanders off a lot. So I foresee me trying to track down Mom in Europe just because she went off like reading some.
Maybe she could wear the
Mural.
pool
Well, she won't
noodle.
be able to read it.
If we put a pool noodle on her back with a
With an ear
beacon,
tag?
yeah, with a flare that I can like remote discharge.
We have had to put an air tag on Mom.
We did that one time.
Well, we went on a tour and Mom forgot her cell phone, which is normally like how we can contact her. So we had to put an air tag on her so we could see if she had made it in any of the vehicles to
But
the
then
show.
she made it a game where she would just go hide places and we had to go find her. She was just running into like random stores.
Mom's over
Hi,
this.
Mom.
Mom's over this
All
chat. Okay.
I forgot we put an air tag on Mom.
Oh,
I'm
this
just
Okay.
now finding out this.
Oh.
We're like,
Mom didn't know we had an air
I'm
tag.
processing.
Wait, so what was the game?
That just was Mom
I
doing
forgot.
Mom.
I guess I forgot that. That's probably more realistic.
Okay. We have a comment from Jim Roomsberg. He says, every time he shows up at a show or reunion feeling stressed, anxious, or out of control, Nicole is always there to make things right. She's always so calm, well organized, and knowledgeable. So shout out to Nicole, who is our office manager. She just had a birthday on Thursday. She is amazing. And so if you've ever sent us an email or come and see us do a live show or ordered merch from our website in the past couple of years, it is Nicole that you have to thank for keeping all of this moving along. So we're just really grateful for her. And she was in a show in Branson called The Freedom Encounter, but she is not in it currently. So that was the other part of his question is, what show is she in? But she's a great singer and actress as well.
Yeah.
So
and tap dancer.
yeah. So shout out to Nicole. If you guys ever come see us live in Branson, you will definitely get to meet her.
She's the pre-show.
She manages the crowd.
She does.
She's our opening act.
Okay, they want to hear a childhood story. This is from Andy. What is something Matt did as a kid that sticks out with us? What sort of a big sister was Katie? Any
Mean.
interesting stories that we have about each other?
Oh,
Oh. Mom, do you want to
no,
facilitate?
I don't want to say anything.
Childhood stories.
That's a long time ago.
Matt would spit on me.
It was like the whole like you dangle it over and then you like
Except he did not dangle it. It fell on
one
my face.
time.
It fell
She's still
on my
traumatized.
face.
All right, we're gonna start getting funds for counseling services after these YouTube lives.
And they had to have Play with Julianne on their chore list.
That was
And I
true.
never checked that off.
That's when you were in the Porta crib and they were doing homeschool. And
yeah.
One of my favorite things about Julianne when she was
On
a
a
little
positive
baby was she had like this laugh that was almost an evil laugh. And she was like so cute and tiny. But if we would like say something funny or do something that would make her laugh, she would just like rip into this laugh and it was hilarious. And she especially did it whenever it was really windy outside. She loved the wind. And I remember we could just hold her up in the wind so it was blowing on her face and she would do her little evil laugh. And it was the cutest thing
Yeah.
ever.
Like we were like driving down the highway and I was like and she's like
So a fun memory I have with Katie and Matt that Jules is also part of just unknowingly is Mom had these cassette tape recorders that we would use because we were all in Awanas and we would use them to help memorize like Bible verses or what else did you have us memorize? Was it mostly Bible verses?
what are those?
yeah, and just
For the
songs.
recorder. Yeah, or
fun
songs.
songs. And bedtime
So
stories.
we started using those to create like a radio program. And so Katie, Matt, and I would have like different radio segments and you can listen back and they're so ridiculous. And in the back of them, you can hear Julianne crying. So that's how she's a part of it.
My favorite part is we would like do different characters in this, but Ellen only had one accent, and it was just some like evil Russian doctor.
I think it's because we watched Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Natasha.
And Natasha like stuck with me. So I channeled Natasha.
And we would
Katie's not
change
really-
change characters and
Yeah.
everything, but Ellen would
Ellen-
still speak.
I
Russian
had
guy.
one personality.
Yeah, Ellen's the Russian doctor.
And Ellen and I did a lot of the talking, but then we would have a feature segment where Matt would come on and tell a joke that he would make up.
Mhm.
This is probably where this started.
So ridiculous.
But Matt would make up a joke and come on, and he would like practice it, and they were so bad. I still remember like so many of them.
What were they?
Oh, we're not.
Yeah,
Yeah, Katie.
Don't say
too
them.
bad.
Don't say
They
it.
just don't even make sense.
But we would do that. I remember it vividly when we lived in Maryland and we took these massive 6-week road trips in our family RV, and we would just sit in the back and like record on our little radio program.
Yeah,
So
There was always this one scene that always interrupted our radio program, and it was my personal favorite. Where like we'd be in the middle of saying something, but if we ever ran out of something to say, we would pretend that everyone in the town thought we were so bad that they were trying to like burst into our radio station and like throw us out. And so we would pretend like we were a crowd, like chanting to
yeah,
get inside the radio studio. So we would all go like we would start chanting.
we
Wow.
we made
And
a
then they would come in, like we'd start pounding on the door, and then we would just throw stuff all over our speakers, so it sounded like they destroyed our radio.
I just love that we made a radio program that we thought people would think was terrible. That
They
was so
ruined
cool.
our studio so many times. And we're like, well, we're starting from scratch again. But you can't stop us.
We just embraced that we were
We would
terrible.
always come back out of breath, like, "Don't worry, guys, we're back."
All right, we have a super chat from
That's
Tholi.
actually what Katie's album is. It's just clips of this
Those
show.
are so funny to me.
And Chance Rogers says happy birthday, Nicole, and gave her money for her coffee obsession. That is very kind. Thank you,
I
Chance.
I think you take a percentage of that.
Where do we see
Time for
ourselves
Daniel.
in 10 years? This is from Daniel. And while we think of that, he asks some questions. Andy, yay. I'm glad we answered your stories. Peter Guzman. Oh, Katie, you're an incredible volleyball player. Multi-talented. There you go. Oh, and David Watson gave money for Katie's date fund. Yay!
Guys, thank you.
These
Guys,
super
I'm
chats are
tired
having-
of taking her out.
Ooh.
Stop funding.
Wear her underneck.
Okay,
How much
so
money do I
Like a
get?
pork chop.
$14.99.
Okay,
Wow.
Thank you,
Thank
David.
you.
Okay.
Katie says, I'll go on a date you. Katie just offers money because she's like, just go on a date with me. I have money to spend.
Okay.
That's not true.
What spots do we recommend to visitors in Missouri? Y'all are still thinking of where do we see ourselves in 10 years? Okay, of course,
From the day fund.
Branson, Missouri is gorgeous. There's a lot of hiking and natural beauty in the area. Also, Northwest Arkansas has some great hiking. And then if you're in Branson specifically, Dogwood Canyon is where we just went with our Patreon reunion. We filmed a lot of our videos there. Table Rock Lake is stunning. It's where we were all hanging out yesterday, enjoying the water. And then I don't really know about nightlife. I guess Kansas City and St. Louis would have that. Springfield, Missouri has some. But Branson, Missouri,
We have stars in the sky that are really pretty.
Well, there's Wonders of Wildlife in Springfield, which is a huge attraction.
oh yeah,
It's a really nice aquarium.
that's not nightlife.
Some of the stuff near, depending on which area you're coming into Missouri, like Herman, Missouri, it's an old German town that's very pretty. Just a little bit outside of St. Louis.
Mhm.
The Arch, if you're coming through St. Louis,
Oh, that's
Arch.
iconic.
the Arch is pretty neat. You can go up in the Arch, and they have a great museum.
And then in 10 years, it's hard to know. Honestly, we never would have seen us.
Oh, 10 years.
here 10 years ago, obviously we were all still, I mean, Katie and I were just finishing up college ourselves. And yeah, we're just so grateful. We're still doing music. It's wild to us. So we're just going to keep plugging away and growing as much as we can with that.
I would say we would like to be a lot more traveled. And so it would be fun for us to figure out, like, we're just better at what we're currently doing. Like, I love that Katie and Julian are both releasing, original music under their own name. Hopefully we're just doing everything that we're already doing, just at a much better quality. So not that what we're doing now isn't, but just getting better and better at that. Traveling, still doing a Branson show. Ellen's probably going to have like 13 kids. No, I'm kidding. So, no. Ellen and Michael's kids will be opening for us at our show.
We need a pre-show.
No, but mom will sit down to the YouTube chat like this. We'll be like, Mom, turn around.
We'll just wheel her in.
Oh.
Eldon Smith has asked if we've ever played with Rhonda Vincent.
We have. In Sullivan.
Yeah, she's a Missouri girl. So
And our first festival, remember that? When you guys had laryngitis?
Ponderosa.
Yes,
I do
Ponderosa.
remember
What's
that.
laryngitis?
you lose
No
your
voice.
voice.
I had to sing Wait for Fearing Stranger.
What?
I know, it was bad.
Jackie Kirk gave me money for my diaper fund. Thank you.
The baby needs them too.
Baby Haygood needs diapers. We appreciate. Kyle, y'all still planning on talking to the USO for concerts on military bases? Like Matt mentioned in the last live stream, do Fort Bliss first.
That's what he said. Yeah, I mean, we reach out, but there's nothing going with it. So if they reached out to us, that'd be a lot more efficient.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people reach out to them. So
okay. This is from Mary at Campa. How long does it take you to shoot a music video? We're talking setup, recording, takedown.
We have a pretty good system now. I mean, it kind of depends on where we're going. So some of our locations we shoot at are quite a drive. So from the time we arrive at location, setting up might take us like 20 minutes. And then we'll do a few takes and then tear down in 15 or so. So we usually set aside like 2.5 to 3 hours for a video shoot if we have a couple songs.
And Katie listens down when we think we've got it, and she, takes a while to listen down, and she might have somebody else listen. And everybody has to, then they have to remember which take they like. And
That's true. That part does take
we just
a while.
find a random stranger and we have them listen.
And sometimes there's noise, and we're like, oh, we got to start over. So
Yeah, you gotta leave space for all the variables.
the outros, people think like people think like we put a lot of time into the outros.
Good,
Yeah, that's.
but we don't. That's what she was getting at.
No effort.
Very smart. We do have a super chat from Bluegrasser. Thank
Dad?
you.
Oh,
Oh, Dad.
babe.
She's like, what up, honey?
Are we learning any specific songs for the Europe tour, like from the countries that we're visiting? This has come up a couple times.
We are learning, or I should say adding in songs to our set that we know people over there have really enjoyed, like depending on the country we're going to. So a couple of them right now in mind, I'm not gonna say what they are, but they have been specifically requested over and over, and like one of the favorites of our German group of people or the UK. So we've kind of looked through a lot of our songs and decided, okay, which songs do we think they'd want to hear? This was their favorite 2 years ago. This is still their favorite now. So yeah, it's fun.
One of them might be written on a coffee mug at the table right now. Okay. That's our, if we get an encore, that's what we're singing.
Okay.
Let's just say that.
This is from Anthony Settergren. Katie, have you ever considered doing a song in Spanish? Maybe like a Jackie Velasquez, Selena, Shakira.
I have
Um,
considered. I have one in mind that is a worship song
Ooh.
that I already know. And then there is a verse of a different song that we've talked about doing
That's true.
where we throw in a Spanish verse.
So
probably gonna
yeah,
happen.
eventually. Okay. Someone, Norm, that came to our Patreon reunion, enjoyed visiting College of the Ozarks, where Katie, Matt, and I went to college, and they were very impressed, knowing that the students work through the time there. What type of work did we choose to do? So College of the Ozarks is right here, just south of Branson, Missouri, and it is a work study school. So none of the students that attend there pay for tuition. It's all provided for by generous donations and is that it? Donations and grants. And so when you are a freshman, you can put a work preference, but you do not get to choose when you work. You're kind of doing whatever jobs are left over. But as you go through school there, you get to know people. So you'll actually interview for jobs and kind of get to choose where you work on campus. So I know Matt and I started off in the cafeteria, scrubbing plates and tables and cleaning bathrooms. And then I went on and worked at the clinic and then in the government office. Katie, do you want to talk about?
Yeah, when I started working there as a freshman, I actually was put in the chemistry department because a lot of the seniors were the student workers there. And so they realized they were going to have all of their workers graduate without anybody to kind of like carry on the information or how to do things. And so I kind of lucked out and they just put me right in the lab. So I was in the lab for a couple of years and then I also worked in the student government office. So yeah, it was awesome.
Stockroom was one of my favorite spots. I worked in a 0-degree cooler, moving like frozen chicken strips around. You have a blast down there. And then I worked making omelets. I worked in the dish room. I worked pizza for a couple weeks. That did not go well. A lot of things in the kitchen didn't go well. And then I worked in water treatment, which was my favorite workstation. I worked in student government, and I worked in transpo. We worked on cars for a couple weeks. Katie's bumping the table. And they taught me how to fix a tire in like 3 minutes though. So
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I've never seen you do that.
well, we have good insurance. Now I just go.
We also have a chat from Eldon saying, is there any time we have family get-togethers with Southern Raised?
Oh, family get-togethers?
Like, do we hang out?
Oh, I was like, I mean, we have actually gotten together with them a couple of times. Like, we had a birthday party and then, or one of them did. And also, Emily played
Oh, yeah.
with me for a women's Christmas event one time. And it was super fun.
Judah Zook says, so no cooking video with Matt then.
What?
Oh.
We just talked about his work in the kitchen.
I wouldn't be as scared to touch chicken as Katie would be.
I am no longer scared. That was just
I could do omelets. I could do an omelet video. Hit me up.
omelets with Matt.
Okay, this is from Ernest. How do we come up with originals? Do you do melody first and then accompaniment, or just improvise until we stumble upon a nice melody? How do we go about originals?
Jules, how do you do that?
It really depends. Most of my songs have had really different processes, but I think I probably tend to do lyrics first or like a piano melody first.
Most of the time, there's a phrase that pops in my mind, and the words and the melody go together with it. And so I just take from the phrase and develop out. And there's a positive and negative with that because every time I write words, there's already a melody associated with it in my brain. It's just how it comes together. So what makes that difficult is if too many of those are the same because I write with a similar style, it's just my same brain. There's not as much variety, and it's hard for me to get away from that melody because the words came with the melody. So the best way I've found to do that is if I send that line to maybe Jules and Emmett and be like, is there a better way to sing this? Or like, how would you change the melody? And that's been helpful. So having other people speak into it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's what we got. What?
I will say the other
The
question.
lampshade.
I will say the other question I saw a few times was, when is my baby due? And will I be going to Europe? And because my baby is due this fall, I will not be going to Europe. The doctor said I cannot fly. So that's a bummer, but we're going to go back. And so this is not your first time hearing of this. So we'll just have to go back and do another tour of Europe. But that's one of the beautiful things about our family is that we've had to do shows. We just did a bunch of shows without Jules as she was in England and also finishing up college. Katie's traveled and done time in England and Nicaragua and done time. Spent some time, and the family band is really great, and they just cover and make it happen. So I will do as many shows as I can, but definitely not able to jump on the plane.
Ellen's gonna go back over and just play her parts that were missing from the songs on the solo tour.
I will say too, one thing that's fun is even though, of course, our shows were more difficult without Julianne while she was in college, there's just unique ways that you can add parts to songs or add extra people to a song that would never happen otherwise. And so a lot of you guys that came to our shows while Julianne was in college really enjoyed getting to hear Mom sing a lot. And so there's just a lot of things like that is kind of a unique opportunity. And without Ellen on that tour, of course, will be difficult, but you will get to hear some songs that you would not hear otherwise ever just because they never get to make it into our list, and some extra people singing, which would be fun. So yeah, it is what it is, but it's always been good. So
yeah. So it'll be fun. We do have a chat from the Schmidts. Hello from Tennessee. They saw us on our December 2021 for Christmas tour. Matt swore he wouldn't forget us. Where will our Christmas tour be? All of those Christmas dates are on our website. Is there probably the closest one to Tennessee might be Charlotte?
Cincinnati.
Oh, Cincinnati. We're going to be at Memorial Hall in Cincinnati. I think it's December. It's early December.
Yeah. That's where a lot of our Tennessee people come. Depending on what part you're from. That was me.
Okay, who is the best of breaking the boredom of traveling, and what are some of the funniest things they have done? This is from Neil.
Hi, Neil.
breaking the boredom of traveling.
Well,
That wasn't me.
Traveling in the
that was
van.
Ellen. Well, Katie's fun after she has a cup of coffee. So before coffee, Julianne's very entertaining because she somehow travels with us, but she's still asleep till like 10 a.m. So somehow mom carries her down in her little.
And she doesn't.
That was the old days.
Well, and I'm trying to think.
We all take turns probably. When we did road trips, we had a deck of cards and we would play that sometimes. So that helped with the boredom. But when you're flying, I mean, a lot of times Matt's honestly working on his computer.
So not fun.
So he's making the band keep functioning.
Yeah, I feel like there's always something to do. I've never been bored
Yeah.
traveling.
We all have our own, like, either music to listen to, podcasts, books. Games, food, copy.
Mom raised us well at entertaining ourselves. So Mom did a good job there.
Yeah.
Well, and working together, it's like when we travel, we're all like, okay, you kind of go into your own world just for a little break.
Yeah.
And then when we get off, then we're all working together and hanging out. And
I do love a good game of airdrop roulette on a plane. When we get on, we go, there's probably 10 minutes before the plane takes off. We are just airdropping photos like crazy.
All of the bad photos we have of each
Yeah.
other.
To
We
each
just
other, not to
everywhere.
like the strangers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We throw in some strangers. The best part is Mom and Dad are sitting by each other and they've got like their iPad set up, whatever, and it keeps like ruining the video they're watching. And Dad's always like, "What?" And Mom's always like, "Get this off my screen."
The airdrop is pretty fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
Yeah,
It's a lot of like pictures we caught of someone sleeping on the last flight. Those are excellent material to airdrop at the next flight.
And it is fun. You get on the plane, you get all settled, and then you hear little laughter, little chuckles going on, and that's a happy sound. It's like my little children are back there giggling.
Ellen's usually the first one to turn off her airdrop accessibility, which is very unfun. So
Sorry,
the rest of us sprint to the end.
the plane stewardess is telling me it's time to put my phone in airplane mode.
Yeah.
Do y'all do that?
Oh my
No.
goodness. Okay, last question. Oh, Judah says, hopefully we get a chance to see you here in Europe next year, Ellen. Thank you. I'm sure we will be back, so that will definitely happen. Okay. Thanks, guys, so much for joining. Thank you to our Patreon community for submitting these wonderful questions. And to everyone that joined us at our reunion last weekend in Branson. Again, this is open to anyone a part of our Patreon community, and it is just $3 a month. So if you ever want to join and meet some new friends and come hang out with us in Branson, there's just nothing like it. And it's one of our favorite things we get to do as a group. So we will see you guys soon. Don't forget to check our website for tickets, and thanks for joining. Bye.
Bye.